Day it is.
Good morning, Kenya.
We shape your day.
Good morning, Kenya. Every weekday morning on KBC Channel 1.
It's a secret.
Secret? Come on, tell me.
What exactly are you doing here?
Just go, okay? It's an important thing. Go on, go on.
I tell you gotta cut it out with all the secrets you have.
Unajua hata kama ningekumbuka, wengine hawatakumbuka.
Hicho si kisingizio.
Hey, we'll get there. The whole team is behind you. Relax, honey.
I'll tell him when the time is right.
Why is it that we are unable to follow through with this resolution throughout the 12 months of the year?
Nobody wants to get to a new year without something.
Exactly.
Okay, so the motivation most of the time is very emotional compared to structural or systemic. All right, so if you make decisions based on emotions, then you're not likely to follow through. You're likely to pick up, identify, maybe write down, and then leave at some point because emotions keep changing.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
To you and welcome to the Legends edition. I hope you're enjoying the first 3 days of 2026. It promises to be an epic year. Obviously, back home as Kenyans continue to trade, politicians continue to trade babs ahead of the 2027 general elections. Today, something epic really has happened, and in the world order being upset. Obviously, in an unprecedented move, the US has struck and indeed captured the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro. And about minutes ago, there have emerged details that indeed he's on board a USS Iwo Jima. That's a Wasp-class amphibious assault ship. And that means then that he will face justice in the United States of America after his capture. We have details lined up for you. Welcome to Legends Edition. Here are tonight's highlights. Gloomy January statistics. Dozens killed in separate road accidents in the last 24 hours. NTSA attributes the accidents to human error. Condemned South Sea killer building. Rescue teams race against time to reach two security guards believed to be trapped beneath the rubble. And from festivities to reality, parents decry the high cost of school supplies as the focus now turns to back-to-school preparations. Baron Abuli is a sign language interpreter. My name is John Jacob Kioria. You're very much welcome to this broadcast. And several people have lost their lives in separate road accidents in the last 24 hours. In Konza area, 8 people died while others were left nursing injuries following an accident involving a bus operated by Tahmid Express Limited and a matatu operated by Naivasha Sacco. Another accident occurred at the Okutoyi area, claiming about 5 lives, and another at Taita village area. The National Transport and Safety Authority, that is NTSA, has attributed the accidents to human error, urging all road users to exercise extreme caution and adhere to traffic rules.
At Machakos Level 5 Hospital, survivors of the Konza area accident that claimed 8 lives are receiving care. Clearly shaken but thankful to be alive, they recount the moments before the accident that occurred at midnight.
Nilikuwa nimelala, so ile kitu iliniamsha ni ile nilisikia ile impact ya gari kugongwa. Nikasikia nimeumia tumbo, sasa nikilialia hapo ndio nikiangalia hivi nikaona hata nini ni kama tuko nje, manake ilikuwa ishatokana hiyo gari.
Kabla hiyo ajali nilikuwa naona na macho yangu. Hiyo Nissan ilikuwa ina overtake na hiyo basi ya Tamidi ilikuwa on the line. So ilikuja ikakolide, ikagongana kichwa kwa kichwa.
6 passengers died on the spot, while 2 died while receiving treatment. According to the National Transport and Safety Authority, the matatu driver attempted to overtake another vehicle, leading to a head-on collision. The deceased were taken to Machakos Level 5 mortuary. Elsewhere at Okutoyi along the Gilgil-Nakuru highway, another accident involving 3 vehicles claimed 5 lives.
Tulisikia tu nyuma gari imeguzwa. Sasa kuna gari nyingine tena ilikuwa mbele kidogo. Sasa driver hakugonga hiyo ya mbele. Kwa maana angegonga hiyo ya mbele hatungekuwa sisi wote.
Gari moja ilikuwa imewekezwa kando, lakini haikuwa kando kabisa. Tairi za upande moja zilikuwa kwa barabara. Ni trailer pia. Sasa ile yenye ilikuwa imenifuata nyuma, inasemekana, si ati mimi najua, inasemekana ya kwamba alikuwa amelose brakes. Brakes zilikuwa zimepotea. Ndio akakuja akanikonga, akanisukuma paka kwa ile gari nyingine ya ile yenye ilikuwa imesimama
hapo. Tunaomba serikali tuwekee bumps, hata kama ni bumps, hata kama ni 10, sababu mteremko kutoka huko juu ni mbaya, na hiyo gari ilikataa brake. Sasa dereva ni kama alikuwa jaribu anaweza jiokoa. Sasa ile makosa alifanya ni kusukuma watu kwa Nissan, hata ile angeingiza gari kando kwa msituni huko aokoe watu.
Mimi mwenyewe hiyo trailer ilikata breki huko kwa mlima huko. Sasa ile wakati ilikata breki pale, ile trailer pale pia mimi ilinimiss kidogo.
Majeruhi waliopeleka hospitali ni 8. 6 wawili ndio wanakaa hali yao si mzuri, lakini 6 wataweza tolewa wakati wote.
At Taita village along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway, the driver of a bus operated by Janan Bus Services lost control of the vehicle. NTSA has said that preliminary reports indicate the driver failed to keep his proper lane while overtaking. No fatalities were recorded. Nancy Okware, Legends Edition.
Let's cast our eyes on yet another tragedy, and 2 families are spending yet another agonizing night at the site of a collapsed building in South Sea of Nairobi as rescue teams race against time to reach 2 security guards believed to be trapped beneath the rubble. Leaders from Marsabit County have appealed to the government to fast-track rescue efforts. This even as scientific investigations began to ascertain the cause of the disaster, as Joseph Wahungu now reports.
Anxious moments, painful waiting, and growing desperation. This is the reality at the scene of a 14-story building which collapsed in South Sea, Nairobi, where young 2 men are believed to be trapped under the debris. The 2, identified as Ali Adan Galgalo and Assam Bule Huka, were working as security guards and are said to have been on the 3rd floor of the building when it came down.
The last information we have is that they were on the 3rd floor of this building before it went down early in the morning.
Both victims are reported to be in their 30s and have young families. Each of them has 3 children. Addressing the media at the site on Saturday, family representatives and political leaders led by Marsabit Senator Mohamed Said Chute expressed concerns over what they termed as slow progress in the rescue operation.
Vijana wawili walikuwa na familia yao, wako na watoto, wako na mabibi zao, wote wako hapa. Tunataka serikali wawasaidie. What will be the next course of action?
And if they can fast track the process of not just comforting the family that these people are alive or not. And if that process can be fast tracked, we'll really appreciate.
At this early stage, I wish to appeal to the families and the friends of the suspected victims to remain patient and hopeful.
This as the government intensified rescue operations following the tragedy. Special Programs Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruko confirmed that contrary to earlier reports, only 2 individuals are suspected to have been trapped inside the building.
We have 2 individuals, guards, who are suspected to be trapped in this building. We reviewed the CCTVs of the 2 pedestrians, and it is confirmed from the CCTVs that they were not trapped in the building.
The government says the building, which had 14 floors plus a basement, collapsed in what experts described as a complete pancake-type failure. However, the cause of the collapse is yet to be established.
Wale engineers ambao wanasimamia hiyo kazi wako wapi? Hao ndio kwanza wangefaa kuwekwa jela. Wakiwa kwa jela saa hii ndio tuanze kuongea mambo ya nyumba. Investigation itaanzwa, of course, na tutademand hiyo investigation ianzwe.
And by today in the evening, rest as tomorrow morning, we will be able to answer those questions using scientific investigations, which are going to be conducted by the relevant institutions.
Behind this huge debris and machinery lies 2 people. Rescuers saying they're doing all they can to reach them and retrieve them from the debris. But the families are demanding for more. Reporting for KBC Channel 1 News from South Sea, Nairobi County. My name is Joseph Wahungu.
In yet another tragedy, 4 fishermen are feared dead after they drowned while on an illegal fishing mission in Lake Naivasha on Friday evening. During the incident, 10 others managed to swim to safety after they were attacked by a group of hippos during the incident near Karol farm, that is Karol farm, a few kilometers from the central landing beach. 2 of the victims are alleged to be brothers, as stakeholders around the troubled water body expressed their concern over rising cases of drowning and hippo attacks. According to Naivasha Deputy County Commissioner Josiah Odongo, a group of 14 youths from Kehoto Estate were illegally fishing on the shores of the lake when the incident occurred. Odongo noted the group was also involved in poaching of wild animals which had been displaced by the rising waters of the lake.
Jana nilipigiwa simu kitu saa 2:30 ya usiku. Nikaambiwa kuna vijana wameanguka kwa lake na wangu ni mmoja yao, ambao jina lake ni Josephat Kamau, na kwa kijiji ama kwa marafiki wanamuitanga Delta. So ndio sababu tuko hapa, kwa maana hajapatikana.
Wetu Delta alikuwa bado anafish na wengine, lakini wakati yeye aliweza kuescape, tuliarifiwa ya kwamba alienda ndio aweze kujaribu kurescue wale wengine as a diver mwenzao, na kwa hivyo wetu aliangamia pia akijaribu kutenda mema.
Naomba tu hiyo serikali tuongezee divers na zile watu, ile chochote chenye kinatakikana ili zile mili zenye zimepaki siweze kupatikana.
Ulale salama, ulale salama. Mtoto wa mtu ulijitafutia, ulikuwa unajitafutia. Ulale salama, ulale salama.
May their souls rest in eternal peace. Now, as schools reopen for the new academic year, parents and teachers and learners across the country are feeling the strain of the high cost of living, with back-to-school preparations becoming an increasing financial burden. Here in the city and in Mombasa, parents thronged uniform shops and bookstores in last-minute shopping rushes as prices of uniforms, textbooks and learning materials continue to rise. Some parents have appealed to the government to intervene, saying the number of required textbooks and practical material has increased significantly under the new system. Here is Ian Nzive with details.
With the holiday season coming to an end and parents across the country gearing up for the new school academic year, the back-to-school rush is on, with the majority of parents thronging uniform shops and stationery outlets, clutching long-list school requirements as they scramble to prepare their children for the new term, amid the harsh economic times that they say have significantly increased the prices of school supplies.
This time round, actually, there's kind of confusion. So we really don't know the exact kind of uniform we need, because the prices are actually fluctuating. So like you come here, you find the prices are different. You go to another place, the prices actually are not the same. So meaning that actually there's no, the uniforms actually for the senior schools are not conforming. So, and as you've seen, the economy right now actually has gone up. So most parents actually are wondering.
Textbook suppliers assured parents that they had not hiked their prices in any way, maintaining their pricing remained fair and affordable.
Actually, since the season, before the season, that is Christmas and New Year, there was a flow. And after the season, there's still a flow. So which means parents are willing to buy books, they are willing their students to go to school, but at least they need to be considered in that area of pricing.
You find the same textbooks you bought last year, prices have gone slightly higher this year. But this guy is also good. Sometimes you talk to them and they give you a little discount. So it's like a little bit okay on the pocket.
Traders are also feeling the brunt of the school rush, with uniform suppliers decrying losses as they claim some junior secondary schools have changed their school uniforms, leaving them with dead stock.
Tuko nazo kila uniform ya kila shule. Challenge inakujia penye JSS wana change uniform, alafu shule zingine wanasema wenye wanaingia grade 10 wanaingia na uniform tofauti, na tulikuwa nazo za kitambo. Hapo ndo challenge iko.
Meanwhile, in Mombasa, parents are raising concerns over the high cost of textbooks, with others saying the number of textbooks required under CBC is much higher than the previous 844 requirement, making the system almost unaffordable for most parents.
Mimi nimekuja kununua vitabu, lakini kusema kweli kwa leo vitabu viko ghali. Wazazi mpaka tumechanganyikiwa. School fees inatungojea, uniform, yani kila kitu imekuwa juu. Tungeomba serikali ituangalie.
Retailers, however, say the uncertainty surrounding the required grade 10 textbooks was hurting their businesses due to the diversity of books needed, with no clear guideline from the Ministry of Education.
We are confused on which books are going to be totally purchased, coming with the loss that we have incurred last year. Almost a 5 million loss. What about those bookshops who have bought almost like the zillions of books in quantity? What about them? We have just bought a few and we are complaining about the 5 million loss. What about those? Now, considering that, the grade 10 list is very complicated. Tunaomba serikali, they should make it a little bit easier for us booksellers in a sense.
Ian Zive for Legends Edition.
Time for us to take our first breather. We're coming back with more news, including the latest in sports.
I've been learning things about you that I wouldn't have imagined. It wouldn't surprise me if I found out something else.
I need to know the truth. Was that the reason? Was it because you found out that there had been something between Marcelo and my mother?
Do you really think your mother would be capable of doing that?
He knows about her. Ricardo Marquez already knows that Letty is his daughter.
Got the fear of missing out? Want to keep up with all the latest entertainment news and latest celebrity gossip? From the latest rumors to popping events to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday only on KBC Channel 1. Remember, if you did not see it on Grapevine, then it most probably never happened.
Hauzuii kwa mja siku zote, riziki ataipata peke yake. Hata kama ni kwa dhiki, Mungu atampa.
Ajali haina kinga, yabidi kuwajibika.
Elimu ya kitaalum uchukua muda mrefu kusoma, alafu kifeli unarudia hapo. Lakini elimu ya kiufundi ni kukuza talanta.
Tunga methali kutokana na maelezo haya. Malezi mabaya ya wazazi kwa watoto wao.
Mtoto mleavyo ndivyo akuavyo. Samaki mkunje angali mbichi.
Welcome back. You're watching the Legends edition. Now, traders in Umoja's Mutindo area were left counting heavy losses after a mid-morning fire swept through a row of workshops, bringing business activities to a halt and causing panic among traders and residents. The Nairobi County Fire Brigade bottled the fire for an hour to prevent it from spreading. And here's that story as told by Noel.
Thick black smoke and roaring flames turned a busy trading area in Umoja into chaos as fire ripped through Mutindwa, leaving traders helpless as their business went up in smoke. The blaze, believed to have started in a timber workshop, quickly spread to neighboring shops, forcing many to shut down and leaving owners counting heavy losses.
Ikiwa mwendo wa saa 5 kufika job hivi, tukaanza kusikia moshi kutokelezea, tukapata ni workshop. Moto ilianza kwa workshop kwa nyuma yetu. After that tukaona moto imekuwa mingi, so tukaanza kutoa vitu nje. So kutoka hapo kuna workshop ya mattress yote imechomeka, kuna t-shirt zote zimechomeka, kuna workshop ya fiti zote zimechomeka. So imetuaffect sana juu hata clients sasa hivi kuingia ni noma sana, hata wenye tuko nao wako na uoga sana.
County Fire Brigade battled the fire for nearly 3 hours, working to prevent it from reaching nearby homes, while crowds gathered and suspected looters trying to take advantage of the situation. The incident also caused a power blackout after a transformer was damaged. Area MCA Honorable Mugambi Masharia joined traders on the scene, helping assess the scale of the destruction. While an official report is yet to be made on the cost of destruction, it is estimated losses could run into millions of shillings.
Kuna wenye wamechomekea hapa na ni watu wengi sana. Mamatris, matita zote zimechomeka. Na wazima moto wamekuja wamezima. Saa hii hakuna biashara imeanza kuendelea kidogo. Lakini tunaamini Mungu ya kwamba watu watapata nafuu na tutafanya kazi.
Nailongeso for Legends edition.
In the meantime, President William Ruto has announced an all-out war on illicit brew and drug abuse in the country, as well as gambling. Speaking in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, at the engagement ceremony of the daughter to Moiben MP Phyllis Barto and Justice Joseph Sergon at the Kimomu Secondary School, the president said that he had directed relevant state departments to tighten their grip on drug-related offences. The president further noted that the executive intended to propose legislation in Parliament that seeks to change how drug-related offenders will be punished. The president pointed out that the bill will seek to allow the state to seize assets of those convicted on drug-related charges and introduce capital punishment for the same.
Dr. Stambua nyinyi sana. Tachukua nafasi hii kuintroduce wale wa
na mwenye anauza yeye mwenyewe hatumii, watoto yake hawatumii, lakini anauzia watoto ya watu wengine. Tunabadilisha sheria. Ilikuwa inasemekana kwa sheria ya zamani ati mtu kama huyo apigwe faini ya $1,000,000. Sasa tunabadilisha. Mtu kama huyo inakuwa capital punishment. Mtu kama huyo anaenda kunyongwa. Mtu ambaye anauza heroin, mtu anauza heroin, mtu anauza cocaine, ukipatikana unauza, sikiza saa hii, nyinyi wabunge mjipange, tunaleta sheria bunge. Haiwezekani. Watoto wengi wamepotea. 5 million people in Kenya is far too many. We cannot continue na hiyo barabara.
Lakini kuna watu wengine hawakunywi pombe, hawavuti bangi, hawatumii cocaine, lakini wao ni suppliers, wanamaliza watoto ya watu, alafu wanaenda yao wanaishi vizuri. That will end this year. We will start with the big fish to make sure that our country is cleaned.
Probably keeping up with the presidential directive during the New Year address, security agencies in Nandi County are raising the alarm over a dangerous new evolution in the illicit alcohol trade, where private homes are quietly being transformed into covert drive through alcohol outlets, selling the lethal brew to customers through perimeter fences. Under the cover of a night, police officers in Chistumei sub-county launched a targeted operation aimed at dismantling what they describe as a vice, fast-spreading and highly adaptive network of second-generation alcohol dealers, as Ben Chumba now reports.
The crackdown follows an alarming surge in the consumption and distribution of illicit brews, a trend residents say has infiltrated even the most remote villages, leaving families grappling with addiction, declining productivity, and serious health complications among young people. In Chemundu area, intelligence reports led officers to an unassuming residential compound. From the outside, it appeared ordinary, but inside, police say it was part of a discreet supply chain, selling prohibited alcohol to customers through the fence to evade detection. During the raid, officer says the significant consignment of the illegal brew, believed to be part of what authorities call a lethal second-generation alcohol category, substances often linked to poisoning, long-term organ damage and death.
The drink that we have arrested this evening, 139 sergeants of 200 jump over the fence to get into the compound, because when they realized that police officers were around this residence, they didn't open the door, and therefore we had to make our way through by jumping over the fence.
Police say the operation was not an isolated raid, but the beginning of an intensified campaign designed to stay ahead of brewers who are constantly changing tactics to avoid arrest.
But moving forward, I want to give a warning to all those families that are involved. They would rather look for an alternative source of income but not illicit brews, not second generation brews, because they are affecting our society.
According to the county police commander, similar night operations will be rolled out across all 6 sub-counties as part of a sustained effort to dismantle the illicit alcohol supply chain from production to distribution.
We wish to reiterate very emphatically that we are not going to give space for those people involved in this kind of illicit brews. I will remind their age. Anybody is going to be arrested with being in possession of changa or kangara, I will not hesitate to take them to court.
Security agencies insist public operation remains critical, urging residents to share information promptly as the county steps up surveillance and enforcement. Ben Chumba, Legends Edition.
To some politics now, in a section of leaders from the Luhya community are alleging that there is a deliberate scheme to hound ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna from the party. The leaders, while defending Sifuna from the new rivals in the ODM party, claim an elite group within the ranks of the Orange Party are planning to install a politically friendly person who easily yield to a memorandum between ODM and the Kenya Kwanza administration. Isaac Mulindi, who serves as AFC Leopard's Secretary General, says it would be shameful to evict Sifuna as SG, yet he's been performing his duties.
Mlembe power. Luhya power. Sifuna power. Sisi tumeangalia tukaona kuna mchezo ambaye inaendelea. Kwa sababu kijana wetu Sifuna anaingiliwa sana na mnafikiria sisi tutalala. Wakati hii it's not going to be business as usual. Luhya power. Luhya power. Nyinyi ambao mnaongea against Sifuna kila saa, kulikuwa na viongozi kutoka kwa Waluhya. Masinde Mliro alikuwa, Wamalwa kijana alikuwa, Martin Shikuku alikuwa. Sifuna ameamuka na yeye ametetea ODM. Kila wakati anatetea ODM. Anaongea kurepresent ODM kama Secretary General.
Mkipiga Sifuna, mjue mnatupiga as a whole. Na hiyo maana tumekaa tumesema no Sifuna,
no ODM.
No Sifuna,
no ODM.
Kwa hivyo tuheshimiane. Junet tuheshimu SG wako.
Still from the same region, and a section of leaders from the Western Kenya have called for unity in the region ahead of the 2027 general elections, saying a common political front will strengthen their chances of securing a place in the next government. The leaders, led by Wycliffe Oparanya, the Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives, emphasized that the regional unity is critical in enhancing Western Kenya's bargaining power on the national political stage and ensuring the region's interests are secured.
A section of leaders drawn from the Western region have called upon leaders and residents from the region to embrace unity and work together to advance the region's political and economic development as the country prepares for the next general elections.
Na sisi hapo, kwa sababu mimi tayari niko pale, naona ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Rais ana mipango mizuri ambayo inaweza kusaidia watu wetu hapa Kakamega na pia Kenya mzima.
Sasa wewe, you are not a threat to anybody. Wewe sasa weka sisi wote pamoja. Tuseme sasa sisi tunatembea namna gani? Because tukioneshana madharau sisi wenyewe, hata viongozi wetu wale wako huko mbele wanaonyeshwa madharau.
The leaders also pledged their unwavering support for the broad-based government and the full backing of incumbents' re-election in the 2027 poll.
Hatutaki tuende kwa meza kila mtu anaongea maneno yake. Sisi ambaye tumekuwa pamoja, wewe sasa ni waziri wetu, wewe ni kiongozi wetu. Sisi tunataka tuketi pamoja wote.
Umuhimu wa serikali yoyote ni maendeleo kwa wananchi. Kwa hivyo ile miradi ambayo rais alianzisha hapa, hiyo ikiendelea imalizike, hiyo italeta manufaa makubwa kwa watu wetu.
Meanwhile, Youth Cabinet Secretary Salim Mvurya has affirmed that the coastal region remains firmly aligned with President William Ruto's government, citing numerous development projects currently underway across the coastal region. Speaking in Kwale County during a Women and Youth Empowerment Forum, the CS urged residents to reject divisive and retrogressive politics, warning that such rhetoric would only derail the significant socio-economic gains already being realized.
Ndani ya hii constituency kuna miradi mingi ya kitaifa ambayo inaendelea. Juzi tulipokuja na rais pale Kiwegu, ambayo alianzisha mradi wa mambo ya stima na kufungua shule mpya. Hiyo shule sasa imesajiliwa.
Zile nyumba mnasikia ni za bei nafuu zitajengwa pale, units 740. Nyumba 740. Sasa ghorofa yako na kilombe kwenda nyuma. Ni Ruto si Ruto? Hapa nyuma ya hii ofisi hii ofisi hapo nyuma. Si mnajua kuna district headquarters hapo. Patajengwa kitu inaitwa ICT hub.
Meanwhile, DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua, who spoke in Kigoma, Murang'a County, said the opposition is in the process of consolidating its forces and will identify a strong candidate at the appropriate time that will carry the opposition's flag in 2027.
Nyinyi mnangoja tu kiongozi. Wacha tuude chama mwaka huu ya 2026. Uchaguzi kibaki pale siku chache, ndio tutatoa mtu moja.
Rigathi also extended an olive branch to the ODM party to join the opposition alliance, stating that there is no currently a preferred candidate for presidency and that any opposition member is eligible to fly the flag.
Tukisikizana is our cousin, Kalonzo Musyoka. Kura yetu yote ya mlima itaenda wapi? Tukisikizana is our other cousin, Fred Matiang'i. Kura yetu yote itaenda wapi? Tukisikizana ni George inatembea. Kura yetu itaenda wapi? Hata hii mzee anaitwa Oburu nimesikia anataka. Si amesema anataka? Sasa bwana Sifuna, ambia hiyo mzee akuja ongea na sisi. Tukisikizana ni mzee Oburu, kura yetu yote itaenda wapi?
Police in Kisii County are holding several suspects in connection to the surge in criminal activities reported during the Christmas and New Year festivities. Kitutu Chache South Sub-County Police Commander Kazungu Charo says the suspects will be arraigned in court on Monday. And for this and more stories, here is our county news roundup.
Several people have been arrested in Kisii County following the surge in criminal activities reported during the Christmas and New Year festivities. Kitutu Chache South Sub-County Police Commander Kazungu Charo says police recorded cases of mugging, mobile phone theft, assault and other related offenses.
Na wale waliokuja kwa madhumuni ya kupata mahali hawakuweka walishangaa sana kwa sababu mkono wa sheria ulikutana nao. Tumewaweka hapa korokoroni na Jumatatu tunayopeleka mahakamani.
Elsewhere, members of the Little Theatre Club in Mombasa have protested what they say is an imminent eviction and takeover of the historic facility by Kenya Railways. The club's vice chairperson Collins Mangichu has lamented that the theatre, which was established in 1948, faces an existential threat despite its long-standing cultural significance and protected status as a national monument.
We are calling for immediate intervention to preserve this pillar of coastal and national heritage. This is not merely about a building. It is a safeguarding. It is safeguarding about the living heart of our creative community of the people of the Mombasa, the coast, and the nation at large.
Meanwhile, members of the Maasai community living in Namche, Naivasha, Nakuru County want the national government to complete a maternity wing that has stalled for over 20 years in the area.
The women that I lead are suffering because of a small hinge. Kwa hivyo wizara watakuja kutembelea waone, ama county wakisikia wakuje waone. Ile kitu inahitajika tu ni maternity wing.
Wamama wetu wanaenda mpaka Maimayu, mahali inaitwa Maimayu, wakati wanajifungua.
And more than 150,000 women and young men in all 60 wards of Kiambu County have benefited from the Rural Economic Empowerment Program funded by the county government. Governor Kimani Wamatangi says the program will protect the young men and women in the county from being misused by politicians to cause mayhem.
It will come to a time very soon when you will go to our marketplaces here and not find a single young man to call and give 100 shillings or 200 bob, because they'll be empowered and doing their own things. I've started an empowerment program for our young people where we are giving them piglets.
Finally, a section of residents of Bungoma County have launched a sharp attack on the Speaker of the National Assembly and members of Parliament from the region, accusing them of neglecting their oversight role and failing to push the national government to complete the long-stalled Naitiri-Misiku Brigadier Road 9 years after the project was first launched. However, Bungoma Governor Ken Lusaka said the county government was moving closer to completing its section of the road under the 1.9 billion shillings joint.
Kufikia sasa hivi tumefanya kilomita 17.5 kilometers. Imebaki karibu kilomita 2.5 peke yake tuweze kumaliza. Na upande wa kutoka Naitiri sasa kwenda upande wa Misiru, Makuselwa, national government inaendelea kufanya.
Tilio Marco for Legends Edition.
A section of leaders in Kabete is calling for improved emergency response in dealing with cases of disaster. Led by a local politician in Kabete constituency, James Wanjohi. The leaders regretted the recent incident where a family's home in Gitaru was completely destroyed by a raging fire during the New Year celebrations. Speaking after visiting the affected family, where he provided essential household items to help them cope with the immediate aftermath of the disaster, the Kabete parliamentary hopeful called on the government to strengthen fire response services, noting that the lack of a nearby fire brigade significantly worsened the situation. The three-bedroom house owned by Lawrence Njoroge Kariuki was reduced to ashes after a child accidentally lit fireworks during the New Year crossover, sparking a rapidly spreading blaze.
Ningependa haswa kusisitiza ya kwamba katika constituency level, kwa kila constituency tunafaa tuwe na mpangilio wa fire brigade, sio county peke yake. Kwa hivyo ningependa kuuliza devolved governance tuweze kuzingatia fire brigade hata ikiwezekana at a ward level, kwa sababu it's possible. Katika kila constituency we have emergency fund yenye inakuaga 15%. Ningependa kuuliza constituency ya Kabete, emergency fund iko wapi? Ni vizuri tuone emergency fund, kwa sababu viongozi wetu bado najua wanasherekea, wako katika msimu wa Christmas, lakini jameni, kuna watu wako ambao wanaathirika. Ni vizuri uje watembelee na kuuliza kwa heshima na unyenyekevu, ndugu yangu, njoo watembelee hawa wapiga kura, sababu ni wao walikuweka kwa kiti. Usikue mbali sana wakati tuna moto ama mkosi wa moto kama huu.
Kuwe kuna wana support county government kwa kila sub county, kuwe na magari mawili ama matatu ya kuzima moto, na hizo magari siwe kila saa hiyo gari iko na maji.
Ametembelea kila mmoja, akampa chenye kila mmoja anaweza apata, at least aje atupe pole. Mimi nashukuru Mungu kwenye zimetoka, Mungu awarudishie shukrani sana.
The family of a police officer allegedly murdered by his fellow colleague after an altercation is demanding speedy investigations to ensure their kin gets justice. Police Constable Abel Kivoto Kimanzi was attacked and stabbed by a colleague on the 23rd of December at the Salama police station in Laikipia County after a disagreement.
Grief and unanswered questions continue to weigh heavily on the family of Police Constable Abel Kivoto Kimanzi, an officer attached to Salama Police Station in Nyahururu Sub-County, Laikipia West Constituency, Laikipia County. Kivoto's family is now calling for speedy and transparent investigations into the circumstances surrounding his death, which police confirm was as a result of an altercation at the station involving his fellow officer, Constable Victor Chesang.
One of our officers alindunga mwenzake kisu. Na kwa bahati mbaya, that officer passed on. We have arrested the officer who did that crime and will be processed for court anytime.
According to Kivoto's widow, Bessie Kivoto, the news of her husband's death came as a shock to the family, as there had been no indication of any disagreement or tension involving the deceased officer.
Yesterday was called at 2 p.m. by a colleague. He was asked to go and assist. There is someone who is restless at the police station. So aende akasaidie. Then later on, I didn't know anything that was going on until a police officer who happened to be his colleague in a different, and who is my neighbor, called me and asked me if I had information about my husband. As a casualty, I met some police officers. That was the time. I just turned through the people in the surrounding that my husband had passed on. I'm hurt. I still have questions that are not answered, and my heart is burdened. I believe everybody deserves justice. Yeah, so my husband should. Yes.
I was given so many stories, rumors, and did not get the right thing. Kwa hivyo naomba serikali inipatie haki.
While confirming the incident, Nyahururu Sub-County Police Commander Joseph Matiku said an officer in the station, together with members of the public, assisted to disarm Chesang, who is now under police custody.
Just to advise officers not to overreact on certain issues if they are grieved by their colleagues.
2 knives and a blood-stained stick believed to have been used during the attack were recovered from the scene and secured as exhibits. Meanwhile, the body of the deceased officer was moved to Pope Benedict Mortuary, awaiting a post-mortem examination. For Legends Edition, I'm Ben Troyenjue.
The United States has announced the capture of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. While confirming the capture, the U.S. President Donald Trump said that America had launched large-scale strikes against the Latin American country. And in a press conference done just like about an hour ago, President Trump says that indeed that America will rule over the nation of Venezuela up until when there can be a smooth transition. Let's have a look at those details. In a major escalation upsetting the world order, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been involved in a war of words with President Trump, warning against invasion in the South American nation, was captured by American forces alongside his wife. President Trump, in a statement, said the two had been flown out of the country, but did not reveal their destination. Trump reveals that the U.S. forces launched large-scale strikes against the country and Maduro. The conflict between the U.S. and Maduro stems from Washington's refusal to recognize his government as legitimate, accusations of election rigging, corruption, and narco-terrorism. The U.S. has also imposed sanctions aimed at pressuring him to step down. The Venezuela government has in the meantime condemned the airstrike and warned that it would reject what it termed as military aggression. The authorities in Caracas have also demanded immediate proof of life for Maduro and his wife.
Why is it that we are unable to follow through with this resolution throughout the 12 months of the year?
Nobody wants to get to a new year without something.
Exactly.
Okay, so the motivation most of the time is very emotional compared to structural or systemic. All right. So if you make decisions based on emotions, then you're not likely to follow through. You're likely to pick up, identify, maybe write down, and then leave at some point because emotions keep changing.
Of course, and the excitement, you know, it comes down. Adrenaline inashuka.
The human being moves forward. We don't walk backwards. We walk forward. Yeah. And in so walking forward should all our items be in our life. We need to choose positive outcomes because the negatives will come.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever is within my control is what I focus on. What is out of my control, I let go of it.
Choose your celebration. This year, your jingle, whatever it is for 2026. And every time it happens, celebrate.
Celebrate it.
You're human.
Time for sports now, and Kenyan tennis star Angela Okutoyi produced a spirited comeback to book her place in the final of the ongoing ITF W35 Women's Tour, battling past Poland's Zuzana Poliszczuk in a thrilling 3-set encounter in the women's singles at the Parkland Sports Club. Okutoyi recovered from a slow start to claim a 2-6, 6-0, 7-5 victory and will now face Italian Martina Colmegna in tomorrow's finals at noon before she partners later with Zuzana in the women's doubles final, which could not continue today due to fading light.
Kenyan tennis Grand Slam winner Angela Okutoyi struggled to find her rhythm in the opening set as Poliszczuk dictated play from the baseline, forcing errors and taking the first set 6-2. However, Okutoyi responded emphatically in the second set, raising her intensity to level the mat with a flawless 6th love win performance. The decisive third set proved to be a tightly contested affair with both players holding serve deep into the set. Okutoyi broke Poliszczuk's serve to seal the match 7-5, drawing applause for her fighting spirit and tactical discipline.
I don't think I have words right now. I just can't believe, but I'm just happy that I was able to fight and to not give up after the first set, because I feel like the first set was really bad on my side. I feel like I wasn't playing my best tennis. But once I went to the bathroom, I composed myself and I told myself that I'm better than this and I need to wake up. So I'm glad that it paid off.
Okutoyi will now face Martina Colmegna in the singles finals tomorrow after Colmegna claimed a straight set win of 7-6, 6-4 against Alissa Regua of France. Angela Okutoyi will be seeking to turn pro after the end of her semester and will be seeking to continue showcasing a sparkling performance when she faces Italian player tomorrow in the finals. Reporting for Legends Edition from Parkland Sports Club, Nairobi, my name is Frederick Mwoki.
Kenya's David Munywa bowed out of the ongoing PDC World Darts Championship after losing 3-0 to the Netherlands' Kevin Dowetz in the last 64 stage of a tournament. Munywa, who was representing Kenya on the sport's biggest stage, struggled to match Dowetz's consistency in scoring power as the Dutchman wrapped up the match in straight sets. The loss brings an end to Munywa's World Championship campaign, but his qualification and participation mark a significant milestone for Kenyan darts on the global stage after he stunned the 18th seed Mike Dideka in the first round to write his name in the history books. Meanwhile, world champion Luke Littler surged into his third successive PDC World Championship final after coming from a set down to beat 20th seed Ryan Searle 6-1 and set up a final thriller against European champion Gian von Veen.
David Munywa the opportunity to come here and play some special darts. How about that?
And that's always a great feeling when you hit your first 180 in a world championship.
Federation has unveiled a team of 10 players who will represent Kenya in this year's Chess Olympic slated for Samarkand, Uzbekistan in September. The Federation President Bernard Wanjala says the 5 men and 5 women players will be in camp for 9 months under the guidance of coaches Moses Adiwo and Dr. Vic Tangani.
The squad features youngsters led by FIDE master Jadon Simiyu of Equity Chess Club alongside Kel Kuka from the same club. Others include KCB's Robert Makligeyo, Ben Magana and Hawi Kaloki.
I'm looking to be the first international master in Kenya. Currently I am a FIDE master. I'm looking to break that record by like 3 years to come, and I hope to have the support.
The ladies' team is headlined by the newly crowned national champion Julie Mutisia of Equity Chess Club alongside her club partner Sasha Mongeli. Others include Marvin's Chess Club Nicole Albright and Zuri Kaloki and Glenda Madelta of Lighthouse Chess Club. Jadon Simiyu and Julie Mutisia emerged as Kenya's new national chess champions after an intense and high-quality Kenya National Chess Championship.
There is a lot that these kids have been doing behind the scene. There is a lot of training that they have been doing. When you mix talent and training, my friend, you get the best out of the situation. And Jadon is just one of the many, many juniors that have come up. And if you have been following local tournaments, juniors are performing extremely well.
During the previous edition of the Chess Olympiad, which was held in Budapest, Hungary, the Kenyan Open team consisting of Martin Njoroge, Matthew Kanegeni, Robert Makligeyo, Elvin Likoko and Ian Mutuge finished in position 123 in the final standings after round 9. Frederick Moki for Legends Edition.
Angela Okutoyi has learned to balance 2 demanding worlds, the classroom and the tennis court, with the same quiet determination that has carried her to historic heights for Kenya. Now, as she nears completion of her current school semester in the United States, the trailblazing tennis star has set her eyes firmly on the professional circuit. Frederick Moki caught up with Angela Okutoyi and compiled the following story.
21-year-old Angela Okutoyi is no stranger to breaking barriers. In 2022, she etched her name into history as the first Kenyan to win a junior Grand Slam title after lifting the Wimbledon Girls Doubles Trophy. It was a moment that announced Kenya's arrival on the global tennis stage and marked the beginning of a journey filled with promise and pressure in equal measure. Raised in Nairobi by her grandmother after losing her mother at birth, Okutoyi's journey has been shaped by resilience. Training opportunities were limited, finances were tight, and the path forward was rarely smooth. Yet with the support of coaches, sponsors and their twin sister as a leader, she kept pushing. Her recent success at continental and professional events has only reinforced her belief that she belongs among the best.
I feel like this year has been great and tennis-wise, and I feel like I've improved my tennis so much, and I'm really grateful, first of all, for my school, who has really taken good care of me and helped me improve day by day.
Winning the African Games Women's Singles Gold Medal and becoming Kenya's first ITF World Tennis Tour Singles Champion were not just personal victories, but national ones.
I would say my season has been great, tennis-wise, like in general, and for the near future, I have 1 semester in school, so once I'm done that, I will turn professional. I'll fully play pro, so that's my main goal as of now.
As she looks ahead, Okutoyi knows the transition from student to athlete to full-time professional will not be easy.
As of now, I still have school, so after this I'm heading back to school, and then I have a semester, so from January to May, and then after that I'll be playing pro tournaments.
The Pro Tour is unforgiving, demanding consistency, mental toughness, and financial backing. Still, she remains optimistic.
I would say taking one match at a time, and every opponent you play is just as good as you. Don't think that you're better than them. Just go out there, play your game style, and always fight.
Frederick Muki for Legends edition.
And John McGinn struck twice as Aston Villa bounced back from defeat to convincingly beat Nottingham Forest 3-1 in the Premier League match at the Villa Park in Birmingham. And it looks like it was a great harvest for home teams playing today, except for the game between Bournemouth and Arsenal, which currently stands at 1-2, of course, in favour of Arsenal. 7-time Grand Slam champion Venus Williams is set to become the oldest female player to compete in the Australian Open at the age of 45. This is after she received the final women's wild card for the tournament, which begins on the 18th of this month. Williams last appeared at the Melbourne Park in 2021, where she was beaten by Italy's Sara Errani in the second round. The American, who is 2 times runner-up in the first Grand Slam event of the year, will surpass the record of Japan's Kimiko Date, who was 44 when she played at the event in 2025. Williams has also accepted a wildcard for the Hobart International warm-up event starting on the 12th of this month, where she will be joined by Britain's Emma Raducanu.
The season, I feel like I'm about 75% of where I want to be. But I feel super good, so I'm going to keep praying that everything goes exactly how it's been going, but it definitely takes work. Let's be a little love, right? But I'm very proud that I stayed myself. I didn't try to play another game. I didn't try to play it safe. I went for it, and that's who I am. I go for it. And
weeks before, she was really starting to ramp up her speed work and, full throttle and getting herself, mentally.
And that marks the end of this broadcast. Thank you very much for keeping us company. I want to thank the entire team, the editorial team and the technical teams for the delivery of the bulletin. Continue enjoying what is remaining of the holidays, of course, before we resume normal operations across the country beginning Monday. Good night.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.
Sasa kwa star 419# uko na game mpya. Tushinde spin corner. Simply spin. Kisha ngoja, na kwa entry moja unaweza angukia na uspin hadi mara 3. Na ikigonga 25,000 na kufikia instantly. Cheza spin corner